Hello everyone, welcome to another video on Java programming. For this video, we're going to be solving a problem that states as follows. It says create a program that finds a midpoint between 2 points. Let point 1 be represented as x1 and y1, and let point 2 be represented as x2 and y2. And our goal is to find the midpoint, that is the sum of the x components divided by 2 and sum of the y components divided by 2. And our job is to find that midpoint when given the x's and the y's as 4 different inputs, which are the respective coordinates for the 2 points. So here we go. We're going to start off by having this little boilerplate done, and we're going to have our imported scanner. We're going to have our scanner object made from the scanner class. And at the very end, we're going to have our scanner closed, and we're going to write 4 inputs. And just like before, we're going to take 4 string-based inputs. So here we go. We're going to write the following. We're going to say system.out.println, enter x1, semicolon, and then we're going to say that we're going to have a string of, I'm going to say val1. It's going to be our first value. It's going to be sc.nextLine, a semicolon like that. All right. So we have our next line. Beautiful. We're going to copy this all over. And we're going to need to do this 3 more times, just like that. And we're going to have y1. And we're going to get x2. And then we're going to get y2 here. And we're going to have value 2, value 3, and value 4. Now we have inputted 4 values, because our first point requires the x and the y value, and our second point requires its own x2 and y2 value, and we have our coordinates like that. Let's do our coordinate conversions to, in this case, double, because a coordinate can be on anywhere in Cartesian plane. So let's set it as double. So we're going to say double of x1 is equal to, it's going to be double parse double, and we're going to provide a value 1. And since we have 3 more of those, we're going to copy this one and just convert all of that by nice and easy copy paste, and we'll have our 4 variables that are double typed all available, and we're going to give them 3 and 4. Perfect. We have set and converted our values to something that we can do arithmetic with, which are double-based data types. And then now we're going to calculate our midpoint. So we're going to say double our midpoint of x. It's going to be just having x1 plus x2 all divided by 2. Now, in this scenario, I have a very ambiguous m underscore x variable. So I'm just going to say that m over x represents the midpoint's x coordinate. Right. This is where a comment is really nice to have, where you do want to have a short form variable, but it seems very ambiguous. So I'll just leave a comment to say that if anyone reads this code, you can identify that m underscore x means the midpoint's x coordinate, so that I don't have to write all this down as the variable name, but I can just leave a comment here like that. And following the same format, we can say the mid of y is going to be equal to having the y1 plus y2, just for cleanliness purposes, I put those extra little spaces there. And once again, I'm going to divide it by 2. Semicolon to end that line. And then I can say that this represents the midpoint y coordinate. Okay. All right, so we have taken inputs, and I'm just going to shorten our program here so we can fit our output. We have done our processing, and now we're going to go into our output. I say system.out.println. Oops. The midpoint is located at, and then I'm going to actually put the midpoint in the second line, because I'm going to do a little bit of string manipulation here to make a nice little formatted point. So we're going to put a bracket there, and I'm going to do a plus symbol here and add in my m underscore x plus, I'm going to add in a colon, then I'm going to go my, then plus a character or a string of a end bracket, so that our output is, looking somewhat like a point. All right, so we have our output ready. We have done our processing to calculate our midpoint. We got the proper inputs all done. And just in case you didn't see that, we have our scanner made because we have our scanner class imported, and we were able to create a scanner object here. And we have definitely closed our scanner here as well. So with our code being finished, let's see where the midpoint is. Here we go. I'm going to say my first point is going to be at the origin, and my next point is going to be at, let's say, 6 and 0. And we get our nice little midpoint located at 3.0 and a y value of 0.0. So that was it. That was our nice little coding example of having 4 different inputs, converting that to double, and doing some calculations so that we can find a midpoint of 2 points. The reason why we did doubles here is that because, well, in Java, unless we can create our own data type way in the future, there is no data type that represents Cartesian points or Cartesian coordinates on a given plane. Therefore, we had to do 4 different inputs so that we can somehow represent the x coordinates and y coordinates of 2 different points. With those 2 points inputted now, we were able to calculate the midpoint by following the formula, and then we were able to format our output by utilizing the concatenation operator, which is the plus sign, to join the brackets, the midpoint x and the midpoint y with the comma in between to generate a nice little output. And as always, thank you for watching and stay classy.